The biggest marshmallow in town vanished at sunrise, and only one tiny blue creature noticed. Zibble jumped out of bed so fast he bounced off the wall, flipped through the air, and landed inside his own slipper. Boing! He popped back up with wide eyes and fluffy ears shaking. Picture this. Candybell Village was built from cookie bricks, jelly windows, and streets that smelled like vanilla clouds. In the center stood the giant Clockwork Marshmallow Tower. Every morning, it puffed out warm, sweet marshmallows for everyone in town. But today, nothing. No puff, no bounce, no marshmallow. The tower made one sad squeak. Zibble gasped so hard he inhaled a sprinkle. Oh no! Villagers gathered around. Mrs. Wobble dropped her pancake. The twins, Pip and Pop, stared in shock. Even sleepy Mayor Muffin woke up. "This has never happened," cried the mayor. Zibble looked up at the tower clock. Its golden hands were spinning backward. Tick, 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 whir. And that's when things got weird. A tiny marshmallow rolled across the ground, like it was trying to escape. Zibble chased it. It zipped under benches, around flower pots, over a pie stand, and straight into a drain pipe. "Wait!" He dove after it, feet first. Swoosh! Inside the pipe, Zibble slid like a noodle through twists and turns until he blasted out into the hidden tunnels beneath Candybell Village. Moment 1. Silly mistake. He stood proudly, dusted himself off, took one brave step, and sank knee-deep into pudding mud. Blorp! He wiggled, pulled, twisted. Nope, he was stuck. Then a little voice giggled. From behind a gear pile popped Niblet, a round yellow hamster wearing tiny goggles. "You always enter tunnels dramatically," Niblet said. "Can you help me?" Niblet pressed a button on a spoon-shaped machine. The machine sneezed bubbles. One bubble lifted Zibble right out of the pudding mud. Pop! "Thanks." "No time," said Niblet. "Something stole the marshmallow gears." "The what?" "The gears inside the tower fluff the marshmallows. Without them, breakfast is doomed." Breakfast being doomed was serious. Very serious. Zibble and Niblet ran deeper into the tunnels. Lights flickered, pipes rattled, steam puffed from walls. But then, it got worse. They found shiny tracks on the floor, tracks made of sticky syrup. Someone had dragged something huge through here. Moment 2. Chase begins. A loud clank echoed ahead. They turned the corner and saw a runaway cart stacked high with golden marshmallow gears, racing down the rails with no driver. "It's getting away!" Zibble jumped onto the cart. Niblet leaped after him. The cart zoomed through curves, tunnels, and upside-down loops. Zoom! A bat wearing a scarf flew past. A mole waved from another tunnel. A fish somehow swam through a pipe beside them. Nobody saw this coming. Zibble grabbed the brakes. They came off in his hands. Oh. The cart sped faster. Niblet opened his toolbox and tossed random gadgets everywhere. A rubber trumpet, a spaghetti compass, a self-folding napkin. Finally, aha! He pressed a red button. The cart transformed into a bouncing pogo train. Boing, boing, boing. They bounced so high they landed safely on a platform, while the empty cart flew onward and crashed gently into a mountain of pillows. Poof! Zibble spotted a sign made of candy cane wood. To the old clock room. "That sounds suspicious," said Niblet. They tiptoed inside. The room was enormous. Giant gears turned slowly. Pendulums swung like sleepy giants. In the center stood a mountain of marshmallows shaped like a throne. And sitting on it was Tumbletough, a fluffy raccoon with a fancy cape and crumbs on his cheeks. "You!" shouted Zibble. "Yes, me," said Tumbletough dramatically. "Future king of snacks." He tossed a marshmallow in the air and caught it in his mouth. "You stole the gears." "I borrowed them." "You broke breakfast." "I improved my breakfast." Niblet frowned. "That's not how sharing works." Moment 3. Unexpected helper. Before anyone could move, the floor trembled. From the shadows rolled Granny Glimmer, the oldest turtle in town, riding a rocket-powered rocking chair. "Need a hand, dears?" She launched knitting yarn across the room, tying 2 swinging pendulums together. Tumbletough yelped as his marshmallow throne wobbled. "You again." "I dislike selfishness," said Granny Glimmer. She handed Zibble a peppermint cane. "Use this wisely." Zibble saluted. Now it was 3 against 1. Unless Tumbletough had a trick. He did. He pulled a giant lever. Everything stopped. All gears froze. The clock hands spun wild. The room shook. Moment 4. Everything goes wrong. Without the main gears turning, Candy Bell Village above began malfunctioning. Cookie doors opened and shut by themselves. Fountains sprayed whipped cream sideways. Street lamps danced in circles. The Clockwork Marshmallow Tower leaned left, then right. Outside, villagers screamed, "My pancakes!" Inside, Zibble slipped on loose marshmallows, Niblet got tangled in yarn, and Granny's rocket chair started reversing. Beep, beep, beep. Ha 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 ha, Tumbletough laughed. "Now no one gets breakfast." But then he slipped on his own cape. Whoomp. The lever snapped in half. Now the gears were fully jammed. Silence. Then one tiny click. Then another. Then a giant metal groan. Zibble looked around fast. Think, think, think. The peppermint cane. The tracks. The syrup. The bouncing cart. And that's when Zibble smiled. Moment 5. Smart comeback. "Niblet, your bubble machine." Niblet tossed it over. "Granny, more yarn." "Gladly." "Everyone stand back." Zibble sprayed bubbles into the jammed gears. The bubbles floated into every crack and lifted stuck pieces apart. Granny spun yarn through the wheels like a belt. Niblet rewired the broken lever with a spoon and 2 buttons. Tumbletough blinked. That should not be possible. Zibble planted the peppermint cane into the center slot. Click. He pulled. The entire room roared to life. Whir, clank, tick, puff! The gears spun smoothly. The pendulums danced. The clock hands reset to sunrise. Then, above them, foomp! Thousands of warm marshmallows burst from the tower chimney and floated over Candy Bell Village like fluffy snow. Cheers erupted outside. Kids ran laughing through marshmallow rain. Mayor Muffin fainted into a donut. Zibble, Niblet, and Granny rushed outside just in time to see everyone celebrating. Tumbletuff shuffled behind them sadly.
I only wanted more snacks, he mumbled. Zibble looked at him, then handed him one marshmallow. You could have just asked. Tumbletuff blinked. Really? Sure. But next time, no stealing breakfast. The raccoon nodded slowly, then immediately stuffed 5 marshmallows in his cheeks. Everyone laughed. The tower chimed happily. Candy Bell Village was saved. Breakfast was restored, and peace returned to the sugary streets. But wait. As the crowd cheered, a tiny marshmallow rolled past Zibble again. He stared. It rolled to the mayor's shoe, climbed up his pant leg, and squeaked. Mayor Muffin screamed because the marshmallow was wearing his missing hat.